Yes, this okay now. So, first of all, I want to really appreciate everyone. I mean, for coming up. So, how what propelled this this event? I had there was a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine. So he has a restaurant chain, and before the election, he was speaking to me regarding getting, a property to be able to expand into his own space instead of renting spaces. So we're working on, different options, different land options in order to build this restaurant chain before the election got called up. So after the governorship election, he was like, um, he doesn't think it's a smart move. That he's scared about the risk regarding the investment. So, as a route or someone that is in the industry who knows better, I had to talk him down. I had to talk him based on my knowledge on the risk involved in having a property in a place that isn't your hometown. So I don't like, okay, you're not buying this property from it's an estate, so you're covered, you're protected. So it's seen as an entity, you're not an individual. So the estate is an entity. So let's go forward and still go ahead and get a property. The exciting part was he went ahead the next day, he paid for the property. 2 weeks after, a company showed up. They have it's a franchise, a hotel franchise. They showed up, and the same property he had bought, they were asking for 20 million on top of what he spent on that property. So it was, he was like, is this a dream? Is this for real? A property I just bought like 2 weeks ago, and another company is proposing and asking to pay 20 million on top of it to take it back from me. So what if he didn't go forward to get that property? What if I wasn't there to talk to him to still go ahead and get that property? So a ton of all of these that issues still comes up. So I feel like it's something we needed to know. It's something we needed to, get more information about, because there is always like I come from the communication end, and we always thought something about the source of communication. So you have to be able to the source has to be credible enough. So that's why I invited my dear friend here and respected colleague. This is a barrister Ezra to come in and clarify. And I mean we have Mr. K. So to come in and give us a credible information regarding that issue. So I wasn't supposed to make an intro first. We were supposed to introduce ourselves and get to know each other, but I think I've already started. So yes, please. Where's Ezra?
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Ezra Akintombi, and I'm a lawyer, I'm a real estate lawyer, and um, it's quite interesting to be here and to also be engaged in this conversation. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Look at the manager, the real estate investment consultant, equally digital marketing consultant.
Awesome.
So I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So,
Okay. My name is Nweke Innocent. So I'm an entrepreneur and a UX designer. So I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so my turn.
Mhm.
My name is Blessed Jacob. A digital marketer for realtors and real estate into companies. I help real estate companies to optimize their page systems to get sales. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay then. So first of all, I like to have insight about our own, like how did it feel during the election? What was the personal experience? What was it like? So if you don't mind, like, okay, you come from a professional, you might, okay, but let me still hear, how did you feel like instantly at that moment when there was the hula balloon around the governorship election? How did you feel? How was it like?
Well, the truth is, during the presidential election, I came out with the votes. You know, we had the impression that the federal government was going to set up, you know, parameters to help secure the citizens. So we saw armored cars everywhere. We saw military presence. So it gave us that confidence that whatever will happen, this security personnel will intervene. So we all came out to vote. But then after the election and then prior to the governorship election, it was like there wasn't really, the impression we got uh, it wasn't manifested enough. So the federal government wasn't really serious about protecting the citizens. So one thing that kept, impressing on me was the fact that, as a Nigerian citizen, we all have the right to decide, who these leaders will be. So that actually didn't stop me from going out during the governorship election. I kind of like felt, betrayed by the government. Like there wasn't action. There wasn't enough action. There were people who made threats. There were manifestation of violent intentions, but there was no action to contain all those things. So it was really a bad time for Nigerians. It was really bad.
Okay. So, Mr. K, coming from business, like when the moment there were those disputes, how did he hit something back in business? Like, okay, how would this affect business? Like, did he register any kind of fear or any mistake, any itch like that?
Okay, so, maybe it's of course during the election, I was a lot of unrest,
Yeah.
a lot of emotions, a lot of outbursts, especially when the neighbors are winning the election. Of course, it's between two different tribes, different perceptions, and everyone has got the rights to their opinions. Yes. But it's for me, it wasn't really about what happened during the elections. I feel that because when our emotions get the best of us, we can do things at times or try to make decisions at times that we will not be the right thing to do. So I feel that eventually everything will carry on. Of course, everything will carry on. We reach a compromise. I feel that round tables will be set up again, and people will sit down,
Yeah.
understand, and then power their minds, understand, and look for a better way forward. Please, everybody has been cohabiting in Lagos for years. Let's go for decades now, and it's been peaceful so far. So why just let an election, understand, pull everything you do? Knowing fully well that anybody who comes in will use more than 4 or 8 years. You won't use 4 or 8 years just to destroy the relationship and the qualification that we form over the years. Because for me, I believe in people coming together. I believe in intergenerational systems. I believe in whether it's whether you're Yoruba, whether you're Igbo, whether we all have to do things together.
All humans.
All human
At the end of
beings.
it.
We are first human beings before we became Yoruba or Igbo or whatever. We all, you understand, you just call one morning and that's why I tell you you're Yoruba. What does it mean to be Yoruba? You woke up one morning, you're from Benin, right?
Akwa Ibom.
Akwa Ibom, sorry. And your parents told you you're from Akwa Ibom. I don't know what your tribe is. Okay, what does it mean to be this? It doesn't seem when you leave Nigeria. I remember I was listening to Chimamanda Adichie. She said the first time she ever felt that she was a black person was when she came to America. All I know, she grew in Nigeria. She never knew that she was a black person. She came to the US. I don't know so much about today, she realized she was a black person. Okay, what does it mean to be a black person? I think Nigeria, like, people never call me black. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
eventually we learn to get past all of these emotions, all of these tribalism, whatever we call it. We learn to live above it. That's what I believe in. So I don't really believe in we, as much as I believe we gain from the other tribe and everything from us. It's a system of habitation, and we live among human beings. So for me, I feel that everything is still with them. That's what I feel. Some people were of the opinion that okay, maybe some people will chase some people away. It's their opinion, but for me, I feel that everything is still dying now. And we still coexist peacefully. Like we never see that's my take on everything. So I feel that eventually businesses will come back again. We probably will have more other businesses from other tribes in Nigeria coming up, spreading up, and everybody will be fine. So that's my take on it.
Is that a contribution to that?
Okay, during that time actually, it was disappointing for me really because I was like, Lagos has come of age. Like, you look at other cities of the world and then they're efforts running around to make progress. And then here, we are still divided and don't taking place. Our people go abroad, go to the US, go to the UK, and they fit into the system without minding the tribes and everything. And then election came, just an election, and then everything just passed. We were hearing a lot of things on social media, people were saying lots of stuff that normally they wouldn't say. And then your friends, and then there's this friction that's like these cracks that stay appearing between your conversations with your friends, because I have Yoruba friends, of course, I have friends across different tribes. So people are always like pointing to it. I'm like, if we choose to remain like this, we will never go far. That's why most young people are like, let's say, kind of disappointed because they, we haven't gone beyond this level of tribal sentiments. We should go beyond because there's no way we can go. The US wasn't built by people from, wasn't built by the Indians. These are people from different parts of the Chinese. You understand? So if we cannot go beyond just little tribal or whatever sentiment, then we are not serious. I was telling myself that this country, we are not really serious. That if we were serious, that these things shouldn't be a problem. Who leads shouldn't be a problem. That we should come together and say, this guy is better for this job, let's give him this job. That if we cannot do this minimum, then I'm afraid, like, even myself, of course, I consider, of course, I've always considered living and then everything. So it was really disappointing. Like, it was disappointing from whatever standards, you understand? So, and that's what I have to say.
Okay, so what I can say is from the look of things, when you look at the okay, where the power is, like the power is to